How are we doing there, everyone? Last year, November 20th, Earth Sanctuary World Nature Centre, we were very lucky to share many great light workers who came together here from all around the world for the Aura Soma event. And nearly a year to that date, it's lovely to have Alicia here, who's spent the last 6 days at Earth Sanctuary sharing some of her gifts with some wonderful people again from around the world. So we're here with Alicia and Danny at the moment, and we're just going to have a chat about some of the great things that are going on in consciousness and on the planet Earth as we speak. How you doing, Alicia?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, it's great to be here. I think probably a good starting point is to Aura Soma is a light body, and the word Soma means a reflection of the spirit.
Yeah.
And Vicky Wall was a Russian Jewess, and they briefly went to England, and after her father passed away, he downloaded the information of the Tree of Life and things that, being a girl, she wasn't able to have those initiations due to the woman. But it went on that she made these beautiful bottles. When she first made them, she didn't really know what they were. She thought they were a kind of cosmetic, because that was what she was into. And it wasn't until she took them to a show at Copenhagen that people at other stands would come up and hold their hands against them and with them and have a healing or have some insight. Some of the bottles had clouded up and become impure looking, and there were certain souls would come up and say, well, I want that one. And at that time we didn't have the stands, so she'd have them just, you know, the rejects supporting the clearer ones, and she'd have to dismantle it all. And through seeing and talking, she found that the souls that wanted the murky ones were either working with handicapped children, or there was some like dysfunctional thing happening. So she realised they weren't mistakes, there was an energy there. She could actually see the true aura, which is about the size of a walnut that sits just above the belly button inside, and that's our colour code, if you like, throughout time. And when she found that people were choosing the colours, they were actually choosing the colours that they saw themselves in their own mirror. So she trained, first of all, Mike Booth, and consequently down through the last 20 years, many people on the earth, to actually read the colour code or read the bottles. It's interesting because in 1999, she also prophesied that as we got toward the year 2000, the colours would change. I don't know whether you know, but a lot of the early mystics at the beginning of the 19th century also prophesied about a colour change toward the year 2000. So in 1999 they started to go crazy, and the first one in my set to change was Master Hilarion, the scientific ray of God, working with Pythagoras and astrology and the higher things. And it's a beautiful pale green colour representing the heart chakra, growth, change, new beginnings. And it went the pale blue on the bottom, you know, green containing the yellow and blue rays. And the blue on the bottom that was pristine was representing the Ascended Master of Elmoira, Thy Will Not Mine, and also a return to our true blueprint, or our roots, if you like. And I noticed it was pretty. A client came and chose it, and I let them have it. And it never, because I thought, oh well, it's changed, it'll change again. It never happened again. And something registered that when they changed, I needed to take them out of the set, not give them away, and collect them. And the other thing that happens is that when the alchemical bottle is used, because the bottles, they're made of oil, they've got the essential oils in them for the perfume factor, and the crystal energy that is put in by a Kabbalistic sound mantra. You can hear the Om in the background here. Holds the universe together, right? Everything together. And so what happens when we use the transmuted bottles, we're actually grounding that new tone, vibration, consciousness and colour code. But something clicked to keep them aside. So the selection of writings in this book, the Spiritual Alchemy and Soul Dreams, we've got 9 volumes there, speaking about how these colour changes fit on the tree of life. And our soul actually gives us dreams as to where we are on the tree. And the cards, which are set out over there, there's 74 of them, are actually photographs of the changed bottles. And funnily enough, they don't sit on the tree where the original, or I call it the first wave of Aura-Soma sat. So that grew in consciousness as to how the new colour codes fit on the cosmic, galactic, spiritual blueprint, the map of the soul, back to union with all that is again.
Yeah, I remember reading an inscription, Alicia, in your book, where on a very basic level it talks about all of us being light.
Yes.
And and therefore we go to that process of using colour, because we are light, as our healing process to bring light to our soul, and to bring all this understanding and information as well. You know, I think what's beautiful about here and your group is, even if it's just as basic as just the discussion, and that really is such a beautiful healing in itself. You know, just to be able to sit down and feel the water running through here, and just being able to listen to yourself and your soul, you know. So it's beautiful. It's just lovely to have the discussion alone. Yeah.
Well, there isn't anything that isn't colour coded. You know, Vicky was actually blind, and she felt the vibration of the colour. That's what's important. We can all get books and learn about, but to actually be sensitive to the vibration of the colour. And she used to say, the language of colour, and the colour will speak to you. Learn to communicate with it. So everything is on that colour code, and we're the only species that have a chakra system. And so those energy vortexes, those energy centres, channels, however you might look at it, we're actually opening up galactic portals for other beings of all, right through the spectrum, to enter on these rays. So this is the importance of the colour rays. And then we work with the soul dreams and the 7 steps to transformation, also with something that's called the first swirlings, which are the Hebrew letters, of which the bottles, the first 22 bottles, as is the major arcana. So, you know, till 2022, we're actually undergoing huge expansion, change and growth, because that's set down in the tarot, it's set down with the Hebrew letters. And this is the blessed time span that we're in, and being able to undergo. But on a physical, intellectual level, we get aid by understanding those steps of the soul and the steps of evolution, and, you know, even into galaxies and other worlds, and that we don't always remember quickly, and the, you know, where we've sometimes played God instead of being a God in the perfect picture. So it all comes together beautifully, and the changed colours are important in regard to putting that, making the links through the soul dreams.